Hi, and thanks for joining me today on your program Just For You. And this is your man, Sonny Wayne Fella. I'm so excited to be a part of your day, actually. But will you kind of permit me to vent a little bit? Because there are some stuff that is so appalling and so treacherous, I will admit, concerning issues that some of us or most of us are burdened with while living in the diaspora. You know, many of us won't like to hear, maybe I might be stepping on someone's toes concerning some of the things that I'm going to talk about today, but this has been a burden issue. I have been troubled, concerned, and we've talked about these things on numerous occasions, and many people don't seem to want to agree with sometimes what we say. And they will think, oh, maybe, they say bad about our people in Liberia. They are exposing things that they shouldn't be exposing because they don't love our country. I don't think anybody else on the face of this earth love Liberia more than I do. But as I said, will you allow me to vent a little bit? I'm smiling, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm not hurt, that I'm not burdened, and that I don't want to vent. The thing is, we've been trying to find someone back home that could help us, with some of our projects that we have back home. And we've been searching our hearts and searching and talking and trying to contemplate and exert and just use every kind of adjective just to be able to find someone that we can trust, that is honest, to be able to send money to do some project for us before we get to Liberia. But unfortunately, we have searched our hearts, our minds, our souls. We've talked to people, but we just can't find anyone. And the thing about it, even you buy them cell phone and you give it to them or you send it to them, they're not going to turn that cell phone on, and you call them a million times, they will never pick up. The only time they will pick up the phone unless they want to call you for something. And when we say something, you know exactly what I'm talking about, money. And it is so painful. It is so painful to try to trust somebody and then eventually they'll let you down. We've tried on many occasions. We've built a house or several houses in Liberia. The first house we spent almost about $100,000. That house shouldn't even be costing us $50,000. But because of dishonesty, you give the money to your own relative, your father, your sister, your brother. And many of us have stories about these things. And it keep bothering us. We work day in and day out in this country. Do you know that even some of our relatives back home, when we talk about them coming to America, they refuse to come because we send them money every month? Because once you send them money every month to keep them up, they don't want to come to America because when they come here, they believe that they will have to work. They want to sleep until 12 midday. They get up and eat whatever they want. They do whatever they want to do. And they go to bed whenever they feel like. But you and I here in the diaspora, we can't do it. Some of us have to get up 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work. Some of us work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, just to be able to make it and to be able to send in something. But nobody wants to be honest with you. Nobody wants to be fair with you. And that is it's just so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. Right now, my wife and I went to Liberia some time ago and we helped fix up my mother-in-law's house. Even though this particular house, she gave it to her daughter, which is the only child that she has, and that's my wife. But now we want to work on this house. We went there some time ago and we did some work on it. We put iron bars in, we put ceiling tile, we put electricity in the house, we fixed a bathroom. We did some work on the house, but now we want to try to see if we can complete the house, all right? But the problem about it is, who do we trust? or who can we trust to send the money to in order to finish up this house? We have the money, but now we can't go, or we cannot go to Liberia right now to be able to work on the house. So we were thinking maybe before we go to Liberia, we can find someone that we can trust, some honest person who's a relative or a friend that we can see if we can manage with this person and see if they can help us out with this house, because we'll be building 2 houses. We have our own house that we are putting up, and most of you have seen the videos. And now we have this one that we want to complete before we go to Liberia. But we can't find anyone. In fact, the house that we are putting up in Liberia, I think most of you have seen the design of this house. It is completed out. The design of our house that we plan on putting up in Liberia have been completely changed by the builders. And it is so saddening to note that they took the pillars of the house and put it in front of the door, took the pillars of the house and put it in front of the windows. I have never seen people build a house like that before. I confronted the builder concerning this very thing while I was in Liberia. He had a whole lot of mumbo jumbo to tell me, which I wasn't satisfied with, but it was already there. And it just messed the entire look of our house. Now we have to go, and because of the way the house is put up, we have to use a design now that will suit that way the house is put up. I know some of you listening might wonder what's going on. The style of that house, I think you all have seen it. The builder did not build it the way we asked him to build it. He built it the way he felt he wanted to build it, and ruined the entire shape of our house. And the unfortunate thing, we were pressing on ground, and we never saw it because we are not builders. But when we came to America and began to watch the house picture or the videos, we begin to pinpoint and begin to wonder, this is not the way the house should be. Even in the house, in the rotunda, we have 4 pillars that should be at the left and the right side of the rotunda in order for the stairs to go on top of it. Because we put in 2 stairs, separate stairs. Then when they put the 4 pillars right in the middle of the rotunda, actually entering the dining room, and they put them so close, so there's no way how you can go through them. Now you have to go around the pillars. That one was messed up. The front door, the pillars that we should have outside on the porch so that we have another overhead porch, he put the pillars right in front of the front door. He took the other pillars and put them right in front of the windows. And we didn't even know why we're in Liberia. Most of these things, we didn't see them. The garage should have been on the side, at least come from in the house and go to the side of the house in order to give it that shape that we wanted. But that's not what it is. So it's so hard to tell people to do things and do it the way you want it. They will do it the way they want it. And that makes it very difficult. That makes it very, very difficult for us. So what do we do? Going to Liberia, we have to spend thousands of dollars. Transportation. We have to find a place to stay. We have to rent a car. All of these things, we got to feed ourselves. Everything it costs us almost $10,000 or more. If that $10,000 was added to how much money you have saved to send to Liberia to build your house, it would take your house a long way. But because of the untrustworthiness of our people or our friends and family members, we now have to get this money, put it aside to be able to pay our way to go to Liberia. And sometimes it's so appalling when you ask someone to purchase you a piece of land, and after they purchase you this land, they tell you the land is $1,300 for one lot. And then you go and find out from the seller that it was $1,250 for a lot, and you buy what? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lots. The person take about $500 for themselves because they would tell you the land cost $1,300, whereas it was $1,250 for a lot. So if you time it, you will find out that whoever purchased the land took $500 out of us. The next thing is he has our documents. They will keep the documents and sit on it. These documents were emailed to us, but the original copy never got to us. When we tried to find out what happened to the original copy, there was a whole lot of excuses and jumbo mumbo and saying, oh, I don't have it. The seller brought it with photocopy and he took the documents back. How possible, brothers and sisters, is that? As I said, I want to vent a little bit today. How possible is that? How can the seller with my name on the documents bring it to someone else who purchased the land? They send it to us through email, via email, but then the original copy, we don't know where it went. When I call the individual to inquire what happened to the original copy, he swear to everything that he doesn't have it. And I said, you did email the documents to us and you must have the original. He said no. Or maybe the seller took the document back, which it doesn't sound like that's what it is. We even give this very individual money to pull up cornerstones. When you pull up the cornerstone with our names on it, when we asked him, he said, oh, I wanted to see what the seller would do. You know, it's just so fishy. It's so scaring. Now we are going through a whole lot of situation with this land, but thank God we got all the appropriate documents via email, and we have them here with us. We send them to our lawyers, and they're going to try to look into these possibilities to see whether the land is actually for someone else or for someone else or for us. But I just wanted to let you guys know, those of you in the diaspora, be very careful, be very mindful. This is a warning. If you sit in this place or sit in any country in the West and you send money to Liberia to build, some of you might be very lucky, very, very lucky. Like someone that I know, Miss Piso. You know, she has a lady or relative or hers or whatever, relative or friend or who was a manager for building her house. I don't know, maybe on the YouTube she will talk good about this person, or it could be that this person is actually trustworthy. I wish and pray that we could find somebody like this person who put up her house in Monrovia. We have been so unfortunate. So people that we tend to pour our everything into, we give them whatever we can. But then in the final analysis, they will dupe us. And now we are in another problem again, trying to find someone to finish up the other house that we built. Not the one that we are building. There's another house that that is being put up. And now everything is been roofed, the ceiling tile, everything is in. We fixed it up, but we want to complete it by putting the windows in. The bars are in, but the windows, plastering the floor and putting ties and everything in the house. Now we don't know who to trust. We don't have anyone to trust. And I know many of you out there will say, but why don't you yourself go? But remember, it costs you over $10,000 if you will have to go to Liberia to do what? To be able to purchase these things yourself. And it costs money. That money could be added to whatever you have saved to go to Central Liberia to finish up your project. But we can't. So it is so hard pressed right now. We are so hard pressed. Don't know what to do. So maybe some of you out there have a better idea. Please leave me a message. Go to the comment section and leave me a message. Tell me what you think, what you would advise. Because I think the only alternative is to pay our way to go, which will cost us thousands of dollars. And do we have all of that money to put up two houses again? We try to put up a fence and a house now, another house we try to complete, and then to continue building the one that we're building. That's a lot. Maybe people will say, oh, you're supposed to stretching yourself too thin. It could be. We might be stretching ourselves thin, but the point about it is we need these things done. Because we are Liberians, we want to help build our country, but other people don't see it that way. Whether they're planning on what? Duping us, robbing us, and hurting us as they have done on many, many occasions. So to my subscribers, I want to say thank you for subscribing. And those who have not subscribed, I want to appeal to your indulgence. Kindly subscribe. I've hit my first milestone. Now I have advertisement on my videos, which is a cool thing. I just saw one last night and I was excited. So please don't give up. I still have a long ways to go. Keep sharing my video. Keep smashing that notification bell so that as soon as a video comes up, you will receive one. So I want to say thank you for sharing this time with me, and I really appreciate you. But please leave me a comment. Please leave me a comment. I alone can do all. Those of you out there, maybe you have so much wisdom that you can impart that into me and help us with this process. So thank you, and God bless.